Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
no, man, get me out of here. Get me out of here, man. What the fuck you mean, nigga? Get me the fuck out of here. Man, get me the fuck out of here. Let me get my leg. Get me out of here, man. Just take him in the chair. Okay, we're in the chair. All right. I'm visiting the more.
Just me on your visiting list.
For
jail and for.
All right, man. Stop touching me, man.
All right, stop touching me, man. If anyone can think of irony in that statement coming from a Ch0m0 who violated his stepdaughter. Now, what you just saw is the end of what happened when the judge gave him a sentence for a plea deal for this despicable crime. Now, perhaps you've seen this, maybe you haven't, but it was preserved for us gratefully by Ch0m0 TV YouTube channel. I'll put a link down to their channel below. You should give them a sub if you're not subbed to them already. Sir Richard brought out this case to me, and I thought, wow, let's cover this and provide a little bit more context to this man's criminal record, his long criminal record, and maybe why the judge finally threw the book at him. Now, this is a Mandu live stream, an impromptu live stream. We don't do it very often, so it's not going to be the typical type hearings that we cover. I'll be engaging with you. But with that, let's jump in to the beginning of the hearing. Hello, Janie. Hello, Pauletta. Hello, MCT. And of course, thank you, Lady Holly, for pulling up all the research on this case. And then maybe we'll do some other random cases that we don't normally do, which Sir Richard has provided. I am doing good. What's up, Matthew? Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You guys like the beard? I don't know. It's kind of growing it out. What's up? Oh, duh. How you doing? So yeah, let's pull into this case. And again, make sure to give Ch0m0 TV. Is that who? Let me just double check that is who it is that we need to be giving. I want to make sure I get it the right YouTube channel. I'll have his link in the description. Yeah, it's Ch0m0 TV official's YouTube channel. So make sure you give them a sub for capturing this stuff. What's up, Colleen from Florida? So we're going to jump in right now. Let's go do it.
Thank you, Your Honor. We are present in the state of Ohio versus Dennis Welp in case number 25-CR-206. The defendant is in court represented by counsel. We were last here on May 14th, where the defendant pled guilty to count 5 and count 6, both being sexual battery felonies of the 3rd degree. At that time, the court referred the defendant for a pre-sentence report and victim impact statement. Those reports have been completed, and the state is prepared to proceed with sentencing.
Mr. Watson.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. I'm going to be brief. This was a heinous crime, Judge. This was horrible in a lot of ways, but most importantly, because this was a minor child who almost assuredly didn't fully understand what was going on with somebody whom was entrusted to love her and to protect her. However, Your Honor, this is not indicative of who Mr. Welp is as a person. Yes, he has a record. Yes, he has been to prison, but it's mainly in the past been for drug offenses, I believe some theft offenses, nothing of this magnitude. On this day, and this is not an excuse, Judge, for his behavior, but on this day, Mr. Welp was drinking a lot, was highly intoxicated, and took advantage of his stepdaughter. Since the day I met him, he is in disbelief that he did this. He has expressed to me his remorse and his sadness and how he hurt her, how he hurt his wife, how he hurt the rest of his family. He knows, Your Honor, that he's going to be spending a lot of time in jail coming up. I know there's discretion with the plea with how much time that equates to. This court has a lot of discretion with that. earlier in chambers, the state and I presented to the court a joint recommendation for 8 years. I'm going to respectfully ask the court to consider imposing that sentence because I believe Mr. Welk is remorseful. I believe that this is not who he is as a person, and I'm hoping when his time is up and he gets out, which by the way, he's going to be reporting as a sex offender for the rest of his life, so he's going to be under a microscope. He's going to be monitored for the rest of his life. But I'm hoping that he'll be able to piece things together, make amends with at least part of his family. I don't know if he can ever make full amends with everybody or not. And you're going to hear from him in just a minute, Your Honor. But again, I don't think this is who he is as a person. And I'm going to respectfully ask the court to consider adopting the joint recommendation. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. You are required to register in person with the sheriff of the county in which you establish a residency within 3 days of coming into that county, or if temporarily domiciled for more than 3 days. You are also required to register in person with the sheriff of the county in which you establish a place of education immediately upon coming into that county. If you establish a place of education in another state but maintain a residence or temporary domicile here, you are also required to register in person with the sheriff or other appropriate official in that other state immediately upon coming into that state. Failure to register, failure to verify residence at the specified times, or failure to provide notice of change in residence address or other required information.
All right, are you guys following what's going on here? So this is a sentencing hearing, right? He took a plea deal. This Ch0m0, as his lawyer said, what he's a good guy, it's the substances, but. So they don't know what the plea deal will be yet. They're recommending he wants, I think, 8 years. By the way, are you guys hearing this? Because I don't see anyone in the chat anymore. What's up, Ch0m0 and Colleen from Florida? So there we go. I see Freddie's coming for you. I hope you can. Yes, we can hear you. That's great. Thank you, Pamela the Camel. So let's go back in. And listen to this. All right. Thank you, Moofies. Loud and clear. Thank you, MCT. Okay, so let's jump in.
Described above will result in a criminal prosecution. Mr. Watson, if you would present this to Mr. Welk for his acknowledgement and signature. All right, Mr. Welk, what do you want to tell me before I impose sentence?
First and foremost, I'd like to apologize to the courts for appearing before them today. I'd like to apologize to the victim in this case. I'm not going to use alcohol or drugs as an excuse for anything. However, alcohol was a main factor in this case. But I take full responsibility for my actions because I chose to make the irresponsible decision, consuming too much alcohol than I could handle, causing poor, regretful choices leading to my incarceration. I've read the police reports and feel ashamed, embarrassed, and hurt because that's not the person I am. And I wouldn't be standing here today if I would have just been more responsible. I have 4 younger children that I've let down because of being locked away from them. Missing out on watching them grow, having to deal with that is a heartache alone. The only thing I can do now is work on myself while incarcerated, take advantage of all programs they offer, and become a better man and a better father, and not give up doing so. I have to make this my last time in jail, and I plan to. I'm sincerely remorseful to my victim in this case, letting her down when I was supposed to be a father figure in her life. I beat myself up over this every day. Over this, wishing I could take it all back. I just hope she can grow up in life and leave this in the past, and that it doesn't affect her future. Again, I'm sorry to everyone I caused pain to in this case.
Ms. Alessi?
Thank you, Your Honor. One thing that the defendant said today in court, and even in his pre-sentence report, that stood out to me is that he was supposed to be a loving and caring father. And I couldn't agree more with that. He should have been someone that the victim could trust and rely on for protection and guidance. And instead, he used his role as a parental figure to manipulate her, exploit her, and violate her. And while there is a jointly recommended sentence here, the state believes it's essential to highlight not only what the defendant did pre-indictment, but also what he did after his arrest in this case. While incarcerated, he continued to communicate with the victim while in the Lake County Jail. He attempted to guilt and manipulate her by blaming her for her own suicide attempt at the East Lake Jail. He pressured her to express her feelings to law enforcement about him or her desire for him to only receive a short sentence. He spoke of wanting to attend counseling together. He emphasized they were a team and told her he loved her, despite being her abuser, despite doing what he did here. And during several of these recorded calls, you can hear the victim crying, further illustrating just the ongoing emotional harm caused by the defendant and his conduct. This behavior demonstrates his continued disregard for the well-being of the victim, his family, and his ongoing efforts to control her and manipulate her. The defendant today in court said he's remorseful, but in the pre-sentence report, he didn't believe he did anything wrong, and he wants to take this to trial. So I'm not sure what this court can believe. He has a lengthy criminal history, including 4 prior prison numbers and 5 felony cases. And all of this, I think, supports the need for a significant term of incarceration, and respectfully ask this court to impose a jointly agreed sentence of 8 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Why did you call her after you were in jail?
Because I was told by the detective I was allowed to.
Okay.
I didn't call her. I called my wife and she answered the phone.
All right. And what contact did you have with her about retracting her statement or modifying her statement?
It wasn't retracting. We talked about counseling, going to counseling and stuff, because that was something that they was talking about making them do, and something she said she didn't want to do.
Well, trying to, whether directly contacting her or contacting her through your wife, was wholly inappropriate. And it was further evidence of you trying to take advantage of her at that young age, like you did when this happened.
Now she had asked the detective if she could have contact with me when this case was all started. Then when I went to my preliminary hearing on February 11th, I asked the detective and he told me the same thing.
Uh-huh. Who believes that? Clown.
All right. Well, you're experienced enough in the system to have the wisdom that you shouldn't have been contacting her. Okay. In talking to her, having about anything having to do with this case. So you've in your statement, you say you apologize to her, but then in the pre-sentence report, you talk about how you don't believe you did everything you're accused of doing and wanted to take this to trial. What's that all about?
I don't remember exactly what I said, Your Honor, but what I was saying was I don't have recollection of what happened the night of. So I wasn't admitting to, I don't know what happened.
Look at how he's leaning back in his chair.
So did you or didn't you do this stuff?
Yes.
And I got to tell you, it doesn't get much worse than this kind of stuff.
I understand.
And I would note in the record that in 2009 or 2010, you were sentenced to prison on a burglary, released on judicial release, and then returned to prison after a violation of the judicial release. And you were released January 7th of 13. You went back to prison on another case on May 1st of 13 and got out in August. Went to prison on an attempted burglary, trespass in a habitation, breaking and entering June 23 of 16 through August 5 of 18. A whole bunch of theft offenses between that last prison sentence and where you are today. So We've had a lifetime of criminal activity, but none worse than what has occurred here. So I've reviewed the pre-sentence report and a victim impact statement. I've considered what you have said, what counsel has said. And I've also considered that they've made a joint recommendation of
Sir Richard himself is in the chat. That requires a stop of the stream. Sir Richard brought this hearing to my attention, and I saw it, and I see some of you all have already seen this, and thought of me as well. So yeah, this one totally hits the spot. But that's it for now. Let's go. We're getting to the good part. We're getting to the satisfying part of this hearing, and then I'll go over all the research that Lady Holly pulled on this cockroach, so we can go over the details. Let's go back into this judge, to the judge.
96 months in prison. And so on count, and I've considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 29, 29, 12, 13, and 14. In consideration of all that, on count 5, I'm going to sentence you to a term of 60 months. On count 6, I'm going to sentence you to a term of 60 months that will be consecutive to one another, with credit for 143 days. And consecutive sentences are necessary to protect the public from future crime by you and for appropriate punishment.
All right, get out, man. Come on, man.
Sit
What
down.
you mean, man?
Stay down.
No, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. You
And-
took my plea back, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, man. Get me out of here, man.
Almost done, Judge.
Get the fuck out of here.
And they,
No, man. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, man. What the fuck you mean, nigga? Get me the fuck out of here. Man, get me the fuck out of here,
Oh,
man.
this is good.
Get me out of here, man.
Just take him in the chair.
Okay, we're in the chair, man. We're
All right.
I'm listening to more.
Put me on your visiting one.
Uh,
For jail and for.
All right, man. Stop touching me, man.
Stop touching
I'm
me.
not doing this.
Stop
I'm
touching
not
me.
doing this.
Think about the irony in those
I'm
words.
not doing shit.
Stop touching
I'm
me.
not doing all this.
How beautiful was that? How beautiful was that? The DA says, I want 8 years. The defense is even asking, were they asking for 8 years too? The judge says, nah, you're going to get, I think it comes out to 10 years. If my math is correct, 120 months is 10 years. Now, I would be curious to know what his parole eligibility is for this, because we know that a 10-year sentence is just a gimmick in so many states. So I don't know what the guidelines are, what percentage he has to serve. I mean, in Iowa, you'd be getting parole eligibility for about 2 years in for a 10-year sentence. So again, you never know. And gosh, but that was beautiful. It was beautiful that the judge did that, and sounded like 20 to me. Was it 20 years? So did I mishear that? Do you want to go back and double check? Let's see.
with credit for 105, I'm going to sentence you to a term of 60 months. On count 6, I'm going to sentence you to a term of 60 months that will be consecutive to one another.
No, it's 10 years.
Credit for 143 days.
No, 60 months.
Consecutive
60
sentences
months.
are
It's 10
necessary
years,
to protect
no?
the public from future crime by you.
10
and
years,
for
yeah.
appropriate
Sit
punishment.
All right,
down.
get out, man. Come on, man.
Sit
What
down.
you mean, man?
Stay down.
Get
Consecutive-
me out of here.
Just take him in the chair.
I'm not doing shit. I'm not doing shit.
Yeah.
I'm not doing all this.
Yeah, tough judge like Miss Bonnie Jackson. Whoops.
All right, consecutive sentences are necessary to protect the public from future crime by the defendant and for appropriate punishment. And they are very proportionate to the seriousness of his conduct and the danger he poses to the public. And his history of criminal conduct demonstrates that consecutive sentences are necessary to protect the public from future crime by the defendant. Costs are assessed, the remaining charges are dismissed.
And we'll go over the information frankly, if you think about it, it's not even that much. 10 years. I don't even know what he's screaming about. I mean, the prosecution asked for 8 years on the plea deal. And did you get my responses? Responses about what, Oda? I'm not sure. So it's, and he has a long record. I almost think like they could have gotten him for more time. But let's go check out the research. And we can dive in a little bit more. And then we'll go see another hearing that Sir Richard wanted us to cover that also hits the spot. Whoops, I lost myself there for a second. And here's the research. As you can always see, Lady Holly does a beautiful job. Yeah, he's been to prison before. According to Ohio parole book, sex offender of children mandates at least 85% serve before eligibility. I was hoping Sir Richard would come up with the facts there, and he did. As always, we're lucky today to have Sir Richard in the chat. Thank you. So he's going to have to serve 85% of 10 years, which means 8.5 years before being eligible for parole. That's good. That's good. And I don't know if he has good time or what. I guess not. I guess that's simply what it is. So now that's why it's here at not a usual state. And make sure to give Court Cam TV official a sub if you're not already sub to them. They're the ones that got this hearing recorded for us. So as you can see, here's Lady Holly's research. And then we're going to go see another hearing. So prison page. So custody. So he's 34 years old. So he's going to get out when he's, I don't know, I guess 42 or 44 if he does all 10 years. Still young enough to offend again, of course. People who do this to their own stepdaughters, of course, it doesn't happen by chance. They marry women with children intentionally. So he has his 2009 as 3 burglaries. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison April 19, 2010. October 11, 2011, it is hereby ordered that the defendant motion for judicial release be granted. The defendant's original sentence is reduced, and the defendant therefore shall. So he's sentenced in 3 years, but as Lady Holly documents, he gets a reduction on the sentence, so he only serves a year or 18 months. Then it was just 3 months later that he's rearrested and his parole is terminated and he's ordered to finish his 18 months. So he gets a gift and it takes just 3 months for him to violate his parole. While he's in prison, he has telephone harassment. So the whole telephone harassment thing is nothing new to him. Yeah, Clarence Jones. I wish you could do a playlist. I also wish I could do that. And really, if someone can, I don't know how you judge by best hearings. Is it just, my opinion on what the best hearings are, or is it the most views? But certainly I could make a playlist like that. I would like to create a playlist of the best mic drops. I don't know, or clips. Like if anyone can send me clips of mic drops they like, it is something I have been thinking about. Judgment entry filed, this kid. So basically 12 months after he was sent back for parole breach, count 2 was basically dismissed and count 1 was a plea deal. He pled guilty and got 6 months credit, 47 days. And then it goes on. His record goes on. He has safe cracking at 2/22/2016, breaking and entering on 3/28/2016, and criminal damage or endangerment. So as you can see here, he has a long record. I think he needed more than 10 years. I really do. It's strange to me that he doesn't get a longer sentence being an habitual offender. He got a plea deal on that one. So as a sentence, he got following concurrent sentences, 12 months, 9 months, and 24 months. So in total, he'll spend 24 months in prison on 3 years probation. That's what he gets for all of these 3 crimes. He applied for parole later that year. This document as a court case number matches this crime 2022. I don't really understand it. Request the made not be released. Applications. He got denied parole. Okay. Then we have in 2019. So he basically he serves, I think he serves his full term. He gets out and immediately, what does he do? He does identity fraud and receiving stolen property. The outcome was 2 12-month sentences, but concurrent. So only 12 months in prison. So as you can see, there's a trend. He has seen continuously that he's getting concurrent sentences, and that's part of probably why he was so shocked. Yeah, I think it's light too. The guy's a career criminal. Here he gets once out again. He gets denied. He doesn't get his parole. Okay. 1/5/2023. Cruelty to companion animals. That's in his jacket. He has a charge for cruelty to companion animals. This one pisses me off. These are Holly's notes. This is the indictment. He either tortured or killed a golden retriever. How the hell was he out of prison for doing that? Like, are you kidding me? Doesn't that how can you harm a golden retriever? It's just, how is he not locked up? Let me see if there's. Yeah, let me show you. Right, it's right here. On or about the 29th day of December 2022 in the city of blah blah blah, state of Ohio, he knowingly tortured, torment, needlessly mutilated or maimed, cruelty, be poisoned, needlessly kill, commit an act of cruelty against a companion animal, a golden retriever mix. Misdemeanor of the first degree, contrary to and a violation of Ohio revised and against the peace of the state of Ohio. How is this not a felony? Unreal. Unreal. This is his bail application. He picked his dog up by the collar and slammed it on the ground, breaking its leg. Okay, so they have the details there. Then you have now his main crime, 2/14/2025. And here's the crazy part, right? February 14th is when he gets charged. It moves so quickly. It goes through the process. July 6th, 2025 is the sentencing. So I guess you got to give him some credit. It took 4 months. And as you heard, he only had, he didn't have that much time served. So it did move quickly. And what's the indictment say? I need to read through this, make sure there are no addresses. So, State of Ohio versus Dennis Welk Jr. The jurors of Lake County jury, State of Ohio, they're blah, blah, blah. So, on and about February 2nd, 2025, sexual imposition constitute misdemeanor or third degree. This is only a misdemeanor of the third degree. Again, not a felony. What is this with Ohio? Are you kidding me? I know Utah also has a problem with they consider a lot of their severe sex crimes misdemeanors as well. To engage in sexual conduct with Dennis, or was the being 18 years of age or older to what 33 years of age. Okay, so he was. So JM being between 13 years of age or older, but less than 16. So, yeah, she's 13. So he did this to his 13-year-old stepdaughter. And still he only gets 10 years. On about the 2nd day of February, the city of being 18, unlawful sexual conduct with a minor constitute felony. Okay, here it is. This act unlawful sexual conduct with a minor constitutes felony of the third degree, contrary to in violation of the Ohio Revised Title. So I don't know. It's not sure. So he has, okay, I see. So it's count, these are all the counts. Count 1, count 2, count 3, count 4, count 5, count 6. There are 7 counts in the indictment. And some of them are misdemeanors and some of them are felonies. He has sexual battery, the third degree, and he has, so they got him with a lot. They hit him with a lot, I think is the moral of the story there. That was the indictment. And then here's how he had contact with her while in prison, which the judge spoke about. Thank you for the judge for, making sure that was called out. You almost, I guess the prosecutor did a good job in this. They should have asked for more time, but I don't know, I guess that's kind of it. Let's go to the hearing that Sir Richard shared with us. We have 80 in the chat. If you guys like these impromptu live streams, then please do give it a like. Help out the algorithm. The algorithm on my live streams don't do great because I don't do live streams often. So I think because I don't do live streams often, they don't. So we're going to watch a hearing for a repeat offender. Sir Richard shared this. And it's from a brand new YouTube channel. They only have 230 subscribers. It's called Court Time 12. So go give them a look. I love helping out new channels. It's really hard making it in YouTube. So he's 230 subscribers. If you want to give him it's called Court Time, the number 12. We'll go check it out. And let's go jump in.
And it's not just that you're using drugs. I mean, we've got deliveries, we've got possessions with intent, we've got fleeing from police, we got fleeing from the police in a car, hitting another car. For sentencing and probation violation. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, sentencing, probation violation, sentencing in 3 files. 22-6457, 23-6764, and 23-6765. Counsel, you want to state your appearances, please?
Mr. Goodrich, what kind of prosecutor?
Jeremiah Buffalo, we're on behalf of Mr. Sayers, who is seated.
Oh, snap. Thank you, Colleen Martin, with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Am I right?
Okay, and have you had a chance to review the probation violation report?
Yes, Your Honor. We reviewed it some time ago. The court had been setting these matters out due to Mr. Sayers' other pending matters that are presently here in Sheboygan. We would ask that the court continue to hold that out so we can handle those other matters.
And my only problem with that is now it's alleged that he's committing crimes while he's in our jail. So
Wait, rewind that. Did the judge just say the defendant is allegedly committing more crimes while already in jail? That's not just Breaking Bad, it's breaking worse. You can hear the judge's patience running on F.
questions to report?
Yeah.
Or anything you want to say, Mr. Sayers?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sayers is a victim of addiction, Your Honor, and addiction rears its head in many ways, and it has got a hold of Mr. Sayers. Your Honor, I believe that the best possible solution for Mr. Sayers is to be engaged in treatment, and we would
I
ask.
think so too. And so I sent him to treatment, and he walked off and absconded. So I don't know how to get him to treatment. I agree 100% with you. The problem that we have is that Mr. Sayers doesn't agree with you or me.
In my conversations with Mr. Sayers, Your Honor, he does. He acknowledges that these acts that are alleged are tied to an addiction, and he needs the help. So, Your Honor, we would ask that the court fashion a remedy that allows for rehabilitation is opposed to punishment.
Mr. Sayers, it's not required to say anything today, but it is allowed. Is there anything you want to tell me?
I'd just like to say that what he said is 100% accurate. I do struggle with addiction. I definitely need help. I want the help. I mean, obviously I've struggled with trying to get there, trying to do it myself. But I have 2 kids that definitely need me, family that needs me. I'm disappointed in myself for everything that I've done. I want to do better. Yes, that's all, Your Honor.
Ms. Wiggert's recommendations from the people.
Yes, Your Honor, the defendant is 26 years old. He had 2 prior felonies and 6 prior misdemeanors before these cases. He was given a second chance by entering to recovery court, despite numerous warnings about taking it seriously and being ready for the program. Mr. Sayers has repeatedly said one thing and done another. He had made little to no effort during his time in recovery court, actually incurred another case upon release from jail to start recovery court, and now I received a warrant request today for conduct while in jail, waiting the sentence and having the other felony court case pending. So I'd ask the court to follow the recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sayers. Please stand for the court sentence. All right, so we're here for sentencing on probation violation in file 6457. You were on probation for resisting obstructing police by fleeing.
Hey everyone, Mama Do just came in to say hi, so come back here, say hi. I figured it would, Mama
Hi,
Do.
everyone.
This is Mama Do. Do you guys want to see more Mama Do? I know she doesn't grace us with her graces often enough. I love you too. She came and brought me lunch. Can you imagine? I got it good. Everyone's saying hi to you. Okay, we'll go back in.
On foot from the police during a traffic stop. It's maximum 2 years. File 6765. You're on probation for fleeing, eluding 3rd degree, habitual 2nd, 7.5 year maximum. In that case, you fled in a car during a traffic stop, striking a police vehicle. Both high-risk behaviors. In file 6764, you're on probation for delivery of methamphetamine, drug double, maximum 40 years. Possession with intent to deliver methamphetamine, drug double, maximum 40 years. Possession with intent to deliver cocaine, drug double, maximum 40 years.
Let's unpack this. The judge is referencing Michigan's drug sentence.
Did he just say, let's unpack this? I thought we had that word under our belt, but no. In all seriousness, make sure to give this YouTube channel a sub. He's a brand new YouTube channel. He's got like 230 subs. Ch0m0 sent you. It's court time 12, as you can see it right here. So give it a sub. All right.
Sentencing laws specifically drug doubling, which allows the maximum penalty to be increased significantly. If there's a prior drug offense, it's a legal sledgehammer and the court is clearly ready to swing it.
And you left treatment and then absconded supervision and had to get arrested. That's not even taking into account that it's alleged that you committed more than one felony while all that was going on, or while all this case has been going on. Even laying that aside, you've been just out of control, and we have tried to give you every treatment tool in our toolbox. You know, so now I got to reach for the other tools. You know, what your attorney's saying is a great pitch at the initial sentencing, and I bought it, and I put you in recovery court. And you and I have had several conversations, you and Mr. Fagan, you and Nicole. And I don't know why it just isn't sinking in. And it's not just that you're using drugs. I mean, we've got deliveries, we've got possessions with intent, we've got fleeing from police, we got fleeing from the police in a car, hitting another car. They're high-risk behaviors. It places people in danger. Not just you, it places other people in danger as well. So taking all those things into account, in file 6457, I'm going to, that's an advisory guideline range of 0 to 11 months. I'm going to revoke your probation and sentence you to, let's see, you have another 85 days credit, I think, because we've been adjourning this. So I'm going to order that you serve 284 days jail, give you credit for 284 days previously served. Any fines and costs that were previously assessed remain due and owing in the amount of any unpaid balance. That's 6457. In file 6765, that's the fleeing and eluding, third degree habitual second. The advisory guideline range is 10 to 28 months. I'm going to revoke your probation and commit you to the Michigan Department of Corrections for a term of not less than 28 months or more than 7.5 years, exercising my discretion under the habitual offender statute to increase the statutory maximum to 7.5. You have credit for, by my count as of today, 225 days credit. Any fines and costs that were previously assessed remain due and owing in the amount of any unpaid balance. And that is a sentence within the advisory guidelines. In file 6764, on account of, well, I'm going to revoke your probation and any fines and costs and any remain due and owing in the amount of any unpaid balance. For the delivery of methamphetamine charge, the advisory guidelines are 51 to 85 months. The drug double would give me the discretion to double that to 102 to 170 months. I'm not going to exercise my discretion to increase the guidelines, but I am going to exercise my discretion to increase the maximum penalty under the statute. So for that case, Mr. Sayers, I'm going to commit you to the Michigan Department of Corrections for not less than 85 months, no more than 40 years, with credit for 225 days previously served. That's a top end of the guidelines without the drug doubling.
He's getting stacked with years 10, 20, even 40-year maxes. And yet, some might argue this is a public health issue, not just a criminal one. What do you think should addiction ever be a mitigating factor in sentencing? Let's talk about it below.
Discretion to increase the statutory maximum from 20 to 40 years, however. On the count of possession with intent to deliver methamphetamine with the drug double, the advisory guidelines are 72 to 120 months. I would have it within my discretion to double that to 142 to 240. I'm not going to do that. However, because Mr. Sayers walked off of treatment and absconded treatment court supervision while all of this was going on, I'm going to sentence him to the upper end of the undoubled guidelines and commit you to the Michigan Department of Corrections for not less than 10 years or more than 40 years. Credit for 225 days previously served, increasing the statutory maximum by the drug double statute. And on the possession with intent to deliver cocaine, drug double, 40-year maximum, advisory guidelines 10 to 23 months. I'm going to not double the guidelines within my discretion, but sentence you again at the upper end of those guidelines at 23 months to 40 years. Credit for 225 days previously served. Exercising my discretion to increase the statutory maximum, however, not increase the guidelines. And again, top end of the guidelines is certainly proportionate in this case. All right, and Mr. Sayers, you have the right to file, you are able to file an application for leave to appeal if you wish on any of these cases. If you want a lawyer, I give you one, but you have to ask me within 42 days. So we're going to hand you some paperwork explaining that process. One copy is for you to sign. If you want to take an appeal, the other one, we're going to ask you to initial one in all three files so that we have a copy of it. And then we'll just have to rid them out or do it by video to deal with the pending cases, but I'll not have you in our jail any longer, sir. Good luck.
Okay. You know,
All those sentences will be concurrent to each other, which I think is required by law on those files, but they're all concurrent to each other, all accounts, all the files.
who else likes this judge? Oh yeah, you missed the screaming. You missed the screaming glitter. That was the other guy, but I can show you the screaming if you want to see it. I could never get enough of it. It was so good. Here, maybe I'll show you this just for you, glitter. But what did we miss on that hearing? I don't know. Lose the beard, man, do. You know, other people are telling me to lose the beard. I don't know if I should lose the beard. What do you guys think? Should I do the beard? You missed the screaming too? Okay, let's go back to the screaming. Because it was some good stuff. I don't know. And then Sir Richard, I don't know what other hearings I should show that are like super exciting at this moment. Okay, so let's go to the screaming. Because this is good. I can watch this all day. I can have my ring.
Consideration of all that, on count 5, I'm going to sentence you to a term of 60 months. On count 6, I'm going to sentence you to a term of 60 months that will be consecutive to one another with credit for 143 days. Consecutive sentences are necessary to protect the public from future crime by you and for appropriate punishment.
All right, get out, man. Come on, man.
Sit
Fuck
down.
you mean, man?
Stay down.
No, man. Get me the fuck out of here, man. You
And-
fuck took my plea back, man. Get me the fuck out of here, man. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, man. Get me out of here, man.
Almost done, Judge.
Get me the fuck out of here.
And they-
No, man. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, man. What the fuck you mean, nigga? Get me the fuck out of here. Man, get me the fuck out of here, man. Let me get my leg. Get me out of here, man. Just take me to the chair. Okay, we're going to the chair.
All right.
Now, listen to the more.
Just hand your visiting one.
Uh,
For jail and for.
All right, man. Stop touching me, man. I'm not doing this, man. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing
Don't
this.
you love how tough he is? Stop touching me, man. Yeah, that's probably what your 13-year-old stepdaughter was saying to you as you were touching her. And yeah, guys, I mean, he ended up getting a 10-year sentence, which was only 2 years more than what the prosecution was offering. So at least the judge did get more. But when you hear about his long criminal history, he has a long criminal history. 10 years is a joke, and he should have gotten much longer than that. Not to mention that he was calling her and trying to manipulate her, which means they could have given him, well, they did charge him with more, but they could have gotten him more time just for, I'm not sure, I can't remember the exact indictments aren't for that, but he could have gotten so many more years. And that's always where the DA, why they're so pathetic and weak and two-faced, because it's like they're holding so much in their back pocket. They can probably have given him so much time just for all the crime. I don't know, glitter. Witness intimidation. Thank you, Sir Richard. I wonder what the legislation is for that. What they could have gotten him just for witness intimidation, and also you'd have to wonder how much time was he backing on, the deals that he's made previously, where different probation periods and blah blah blah. It's just a joke. The whole thing is a scam. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I don't know. We can do another hearing, and again, make sure to give these are new channels that Sir Richard's finding. So Court Time 12 only has 230 subscribers, and the hearing that we just saw is a much larger channel. Court Cam TV is 71,000. If you haven't given them a sub, go ahead and do that. And then the last channel that we watched, that was Court Time 12. Sir Richard, I'm going through the emails. Witness tampering. No. I guess we could do. Well, there's this one here, which is judging judges. So it's a 6,000 sub channel. And they have something interesting here, but it's 40 minutes long. I don't think I could do 40 minutes long right now. Oh, let me just chat with you guys. What's up? How's everyone doing today? We could figure out what to watch. I don't know. Sir Richard, there's the 40-minute one that you have suggested. It's Judge Jason Elmore blasts the plea deal. Life reduced to 10 years. Why? So, maybe we'll start it at the 20-minute mark, where the victims come up to speak and then the judge speaks. I think we can do that. Now, this channel is called Judging Judges. I'll put a link to there if you want to check them out. Keep the beard, but keep it trimmed. Bushy beards are too redneck. So what's up, Dread? I did go to a barber today, and he was too busy to see me. So he made an appointment tomorrow morning, and I think he's going to clean it up nice. He'll get it going. I do have a beard brush. Look, I actually have one, and I have like a lotion thing. I'm just so, see? I got it is pretty bad. It's like that's real heavy and may start a little earlier to catch judge's rant about being hands how to play. Okay, that's real heavy and may start a little earlier. Well, when do I start it earlier? Richard, do I start it here? Let me pull it up. So that Sir Richard can see. Sir Richard, when should I do it? At which part? Is this good? Do you remember? The beard looks good, bro, but I like the clean look for you. Whatever makes it work. Well, thank you, Dread. Oh, it takes care of mine. Savia look like a bum. I appreciate the honesty, Hoops Oracle. I love your channel, my friend. Love from Walco. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I know. Mandy, as long as your beautiful wife likes it, then you're golden. The thing is, I'm not sure that she tells me, she's like, it's time to shave. I'm like, I'm growing it out, though. I worked so hard on growing it out. I'm gonna go to the barber and see what he'll do. Like, I think he'll make it look a little bit better. I'm also losing my hair a little bit, and I don't know. I feel like it helps compensate. She says time to shave, it means go. Yeah. But the thing is, here's the thing. She shows me a picture, and she's like, I really like it like this. And my beard was longer in the picture she shows me. So it's like at the awkward stage now. And I'm like, we just need to give it more time. Let me get it more full, and then we'll get it to where, Jennifer, yeah, where have you been, Jennifer? Jennifer's been with the channel since the beginning days. Thanks, Mad One. Dread, you missed it. Mamadou came in and said hi. She brought me some lunch and came and said hi. Backstory. Okay, so here's the backstory from Sir Richard for the one we're about to watch is that the guy kills and buries Guy, but the district attorney gives a plea for 10 years versus life. Murders someone, buries the body, 10 years versus life, and the judge was pissed off, but his hands were tied. Are you kidding me? What? The judge couldn't turn down the deal? So you're not losing your hair, it's just migrating. Right, I guess you're right. It's just migrating. Well, when do I start it? Do I start it now? Do I start it now? Let's see.
I said 120 to 180, right?
Yes.
Ms. Frick is escorting a speaker to this podium. All right. And please state for me your first and your last name.
Dread, welcome back to the family.
And would you please spell them for me to make sure Nancy gets it correct?
Ferina.
Mine does that all the time.
Garne.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
I
And
thought
your
that-
relationship to the victim?
I'm my dad. That's my dad.
Your father? All right. Sorry for your loss. Thank you, ma'am. Anything you wish to say?
I'm sorry, Jennifer.
That's something I'd like to read.
All right. Nancy, your voice right now at the bottom is fine for me. Nancy, I know the air conditioning's on. Are you still able to pick it up? Good. All right, good. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. It's okay. Maybe right now we're here for you. Take your time.
My name is Serena. My dad's firstborn. He called me Bookie. He said from the first time that he held me, I was and will always be his Bookie baby. I wanted to tell you just a little bit about my dad. He was a free-spirited person who loved us girls and his grandbabies and his mom more than anything. He was so proud of us all. He had a very caring heart, and he had a soft spot for helping people. Mainly to help people get sober, because my little sister passed away in 2020 from an accidental overdose. One of his ways of grieving and finding positive in the negative was to help people get.
Thank you so much, Kat. Kat with the 10 gifted memberships. Always so generous and supportive of this channel. Thank you so much, Kat. Drive safe, Kat. Yep, it's Mandu, Buckeye.
Sober, and he did help many. He loved music. He would crank up the tunes, as he would say, and sing at the top of his lungs and dance around. I remember when I was a very little, maybe 4 or 5, we cranked up his stereo and we were listening to AC/DC Dirty Deeds.
I was going to interrupt you and ask you what was his favorite song to dance to.
He didn't have a favorite one. He liked very many songs.
But you at least said AC/DC. All right, we're good.
That
Keep
was
going.
a connection with me and my dad, AC/DC. Yeah.
Thank you.
We were headbanging and dancing. The joy and connection with my daddy was one of the first of many memories I can remember. I will forever keep it in my heart. I will never forget his infectious smile and his goofy, one-of-a-kind laugh. You could be having one of the worst kind of days, and you could be so angry, and all he had to do was laugh, and your whole mood would shift to happy. My dad could always lighten the room. Also, one of the things I will miss the most. Taught me many important things in this life, like how to properly shake hands, be polite, and always help others. Always be kind, even when you're standing your ground. My dad always had good advice. I usually didn't take it, and I had to learn the hard way, but he was usually right. I remember the day that I got saved. I asked Jesus into my heart. Everyone told my 12-year-old self that I was crazy and that God wasn't real. I told my dad, and he was so excited and overwhelmed with joy for me. There's so many things about God in the Bible. I would be grateful for that too. When I was 15 or 16, my dad went to Florida to help with Hurricane Katrina rebuild and relief. Almost a year of him being down there, and I moved down with him. I was singing in my room when his friend asked me to sing in their reggae band. My dad loved my voice and wanted others to hear it too. And he always encouraged me to sing. That was some advice I'm glad I took. While down in Florida, Dad also taught me how to scuba dive. Another one of the coolest things I've done. We wouldn't have a conversation without saying, dive, dive, dive. Which is what they say when it's time to get in the water. I could go on and on about many things that he taught me, but we would be here for many hours. I just wanted to share a few of my favorites. Past year and few months have been one of the hardest in my life. Never would have thought I would have had to hear your dad was murdered. The week before hearing those words, I had a gut feeling something was terribly wrong. Things weren't making sense. He's just going through something. Or he'll call someone soon, I thought, but he never did. Instead, a sheriff knocked on my door and told me they found my dad's body on his property. His sanctuary, his happy place. I remember being numb and asking if they were sure it was my daddy. The officer replied, yes, dental records say it was him. I didn't even put together that he wasn't recognizable and he had been burned. I found that out later. From that moment forward, I struggle every day with never seeing my dad smile, hearing his voice. No more, excuse me, no more advice, no more talks, no more hugs or jam sessions. He was taken from me and his grandbabies. I've also never needed medication in my entire life. And now I take anxiety and depression medicine and sleeping medicine because when I close my eyes, all I can see is my dad burning in a shallow grave. Or him on his knees, pleading for his life or calling out to God in his last moments. Was he scared? Was he ready? I'll never know. Excuse me.
All right, ma'am. Take your time.
My oldest son asked to join counseling like I do to help with his papa being murdered and watching his mom be in so much pain and hurt and anger with all of this, and on top of being a teenage boy. My dad wasn't able to be here with me to take care of my grandma, his mom, who passed away just 2 months after my dad. I always thought I would have him and my sister to be there to help me with that, but they weren't. I also thought I would be able to be with my dad passing at home, like I was blessed to be able to take care of my grandma. She took her last breath. At home, where she loved to be, and so did he. I guess some things happen how they do for a reason. And when it's my turn to leave this earth and be with God and my loved ones, I can finally have that answer. Until then, I have to keep their memory alive and live the best I can for my babies through the hurt and find joy in things and people still here with me. Mr. Hayes, I have so many questions for you. Maybe someday will be answered, maybe not. I wanted to let you know I haven't been able to fully forgive you, and I don't know if I will. Some days I feel like I have, and others I don't. But what's more important than me forgiving you is God's forgiveness. He will without a doubt forgive you with grace and mercy. You just have to ask him and repent and mean it, because he knows your heart better than anyone. You know, my dad was battling and struggling with many things the past couple years of his life, but now he's no longer in pain. No more struggles. There's no scars or tears in heaven. Only peace, love, joy, and happiness. I believe he's watching over me and all he loves here on this earth. I'm smiling while he's hugging my sister and my grandma, my great grandma, singing, "Every little thing gonna be all right." Your Honor, I would like to respectfully ask that you give the man who brutally took my dad's life the max amount of time if prison is possible. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I just wish to confirm, Ms. Brick, were there any other victim impact statements from any, all right, thank you. All right. By the way, Mr. Gardner, the song is Three Little Birds. All right, just want to make sure. All right, just want to make sure you do. Thank you. Mr. Harrison, allocution, sir.
Tough act to follow. I think it speaks well of her relationship with her father, that she was able to be so eloquent here today, and despite the excruciating, painful nature of the conversation she had, I think it expresses a great deal of a commodity that's in short supply in a lot of people's lives. That's hope. And that's something that you can't account for in a tragedy, in the situations like this, that the ripple effect, how it impacts the lives of obviously Mr. Hay, who's deceased, Mr. Hayes, who stands before you today, and their respective families, but you can see how it actually impacts other generations of people far removed from the actual location of the events in question. I'd like to be able to say that it isn't a tragedy that we're discussing here today, but even in the classical sense of the word, there's no other way to describe this. I'm also aware that we've had certain discussions about scoring and guidelines, and that kind of left two impressions with me. First of all, I guess from a practical standpoint, it's somewhat moot, because if the court will recall, there is a sort of briefly stated sentence agreement pertaining to this matter that I think makes a lot of sense logically, in that it also represents the maximum of the 2/3 rule, if you will, with regard to the sentence that the court will impose here today. The other thing of it is that it often strikes me that there are things that aren't quantifiable. The guidelines deal with, for the most part, things that are quantifiable, right? The prior number of felony charges one has, the contemporaneous felonious acts, the current felony charges for which one has pled guilty or been convicted. Those are all things that we can count or come up with a number, and we assign a point value for that. The non-quantifiable things are impossible to quantify, hence the name, the description thereof. That is the emotional factor, the human element of this thing, the tragic impact that it has on the people involved. And fortunately or unfortunately, in whether it's apparent or not, that also, I would also count Mr. Hayes in that number. He's obviously had ample opportunity to reflect on the events of the day in question, the subsequent events with the involvement with the police and his incarceration in the jail for an extended period of time during the pendency of this matter. I'm encouraged by a couple of things. I'm encouraged by the fact that he is able to intelligently discuss this with me and come to an agreement so we can resolve the case in the manner that we have. So as not to, I suppose, increase the size of the ripples here by posing this matter to a trial and all of the ugliness that is associated with that aspect of things, if you will. I couldn't think of a better word. I didn't want to say ugliness, but that's really the guttural reaction that I had to that word made it seem like it was the appropriate way to discuss that. I understand why we're here today, and I understand, I hope, what's going to happen here today. And I want everyone to know, particularly Mr. Hayes in the court, that this has been a situation that has caused me a great deal of reflection as well it should. If there's an opportunity.
Guys, what is, am I also the only, what's his attorney saying? God, this stuff pisses me off. How are we even here? And look at this. Sir Richard sent me what this guy did. I mean, this is, he gets charged April 30th, 2024. Let's see if we can. This is his initial. Let's see here. Here he is.
First degree, premeditated, did deliberately with the intent to kill and with premeditation kill and murder one Michael Haig.
Off the top at 6, 2 people are now charged with killing a Wexford County man and then burying his body. This is a case Northern Michigan's news leader has been following since February.
That's when state police say they found a body at a property in Cedar Creek Township. 9 and 10's David Leiden was at today's arraignment. He joins us now live in the studio with the new details prosecutors revealed in this court this afternoon. David?
Adam and Christina, Michael Haynes and Catherine Hendricks were both charged today with the death of Michael Haig. Hayes faces first-degree premeditated murder charges, as well as charges of mutilating a body and concealing death. 18-year-old Caitlin Hendricks is charged with accessory after the fact, as well as with concealing death. Prosecutors say Hayes shot and killed Michael Haig in mid-February before burying his body. Haig was reported missing several days later. Today, prosecutors say Hayes later told a friend he may have to leave the area and may not return. They also say Hayes told someone on a jailhouse call he needed help getting his favorite piece from the scene.
There's not much more of a threat than a homicide charge, but in conjunction with the other charges regarding the body and the attempt at secrecy and everything that the prosecutor said, the court is convinced that Mr. Hayes is too much of a risk. Pretrial release will be denied. So, Mr. Hayes, at this point, I'm going to deny you a bond and deny any pretrial release.
And as you just heard, Hayes was denied bond. Hendricks is being held on a $500,000 bond. Right now, it's still not clear how Hendricks, Hayes, and Haig may have known each other or what led up to Haig's death. Reporting live in studio, David Leiden, 9 and 10 News.
Okay, so Sir Richard just said if we want to watch the part where the judge is pissed off about this deal, because I think we are all pissed off about this deal, we'll go to the 8-minute mark. So that's what we'll do. And then after this case, we can see if we still want to watch one more thing. I was looking through what Sir Richard sent me, and we have a case from with the sovereign citizen. It looks more on the funny side. I know for me, I want to hear the judge get pissed off, because how do you have first-degree premeditated murder as the indictment? How do you agree on 10 years? How is that possible? Like, there's no, it's just, not to mention that you have this 18-year-old girl as his co-defendant, They could have gotten her to sing like, you know, like it's a prosecutor's, it's a detective's dream. They had everything. They had phone calls of him asking someone to get his favorite piece away from the scene. How do you give someone like this a plea deal? I don't understand it. This stuff gets me pissed off. I want to hear what the judge has to say about this.
That's correct. I often do take issue because I have to. When the counsel say my client expresses remorse, they can't do that because the client entered a no contest plea. Mr. Harris is right because this court is right in not allowing somebody to enter a no contest plea and then have counsel speak on their behalf as to their remorse. I look at this case, I've shook my head several times. Again, the pre-trial agreement ties my hands.
Crazy cat.
Never a big fan of when somebody limits the court's discretion in any way, but they've tied my hands. I guess I could go below the agreement, but I'm not. So how have they tied my hands? The maximum punishment allowed under law is 2/3 of the maximum penalty. I have no choice. So I'm always cautious and concerned because often after when people leave the courtroom, whether it's on social media or whether it's in the newspapers or it's on comments or whatever, they'll like to complain about the court. I can only give one sentence today. There is no real discretion granted to this court. It has to be the 2/3 rule. So, but I still need to be able to express, as required by appellate and Supreme Court decisions, the reasons for proportional and reasonableness of the sentence. Well, the defendant's prior criminal history is not extensive. I, of course, do not take into consideration any charges that were dismissed. I will note that one of his cases was dismissed because he got arrested on this case. And, but I will also note he had other cases that occurred while bond, including this offense. The defendant had been convicted of a previous misdemeanor. In places like Osceola County dropped their charges, he would have to serve that one and then serve this one consecutively. But he got a benefit there because he got one of those cases dismissed. When they dismissed the delivery to a minor of marijuana, an 8-year felony, when Osceola County dismissed that case, that means he got a benefit because he doesn't have this, the two sentences don't have to run consecutive to one another. And then he gets a significant benefit in this case. Oh, by the way, he had an assault with intent to commit. Hold on.
This is madness. This is madness.
So he had another felony in Berrien County, which was resolved with a 3-day jail, so that I can't run that consecutively in what was a potential of life as a first-degree case.
And they dropped it because
and even as a second degree, it has been brought down by nearly a third of what the sentences would have been. I don't know if all that was explained to Ms. Garner.
Like this, right?
I see them shaking their heads no. Which gives me concern, and that's why I asked you that question. Because the prosecutor's office needs to have gone over that with you. You don't have to get your agreement. They need to have gone over that with you. If they didn't, you can take it up with the prosecutor's office. It's not my job to do that, but now the case is mine. Hey, Ms. Gardner, I didn't read that out loud for you to hurt you. I read it out loud to put this case into context. Because lots of people watch, whether it's streaming or watch the news or listen to things on Facebook and all those other garbage media, social media sources, and they love to express opinions. I just described that so you could hear it, and then I could tell you that all that pretrial agreement and the pleas and the sentencings and the possibilities and the evidence was not described to you. You need to take it up with somebody else. It's not that I'm saying don't bring it up to me, because I'm concerned. That's why I brought it up to you. The Victim Rights Act requires that information or that type of information be shared with the victims before an agreement is entered. Whether or not that's done does not necessarily turn into a possible reason for dismissal of the case, but it's something that victims should be aware of. That's the evidence they had. They have reduced this charge. There's no way these guidelines are adequate. When I look here, I've got a 46-year-old man who had, and I want to highlight this, he's got quite a little drug history here over the last few years using methamphetamine daily, which definitely, once again, I challenge anybody to ever come and argue with me as to whether or not drugs are victimless crimes. I don't know here that when I looked at the defendant's criminal history, he's 46. I expected to see some kind of employment history. Well, I did see some kind. I saw that he worked for a year. 46 years of age. Worked for about a year, and he quit that job, by the way. So now I wonder, what has this defendant been doing? What has he been contributing? I also don't have one positive statement being presented on behalf of the defendant, which is okay. Again, I'm just going in here because I'm going to cover this to make sure that it is not, at least, hopefully, not appealable as to the sentence. And my hands are tied. The guidelines are woefully inadequate. The pretrial agreement is extremely beneficial to the defendant. The fact that other counties dismissed charges and took away the consecutive sentencing that could have been done, extremely beneficial to the defendant. A person's life was taken, and the people have decided it's worth 10 years. Okay? Not the judge, although that's the sentence I'm going to give, and I'm going to find that it's reasonably proportionate. The agreement, the people have decided it's worth 10 years. I'm very sorry for that to anybody. The court gives the following sentence. The court assesses three $68 state minimum fees, one $130 crime victims' right fund fee.
Okay, so the Assistant Attorney General, thank you, Sir Richard, for answering the question, is here in the middle. So I guess she's the one that was involved in giving this plea deal. Now, Sir Richard, tell me if there's any reason I should play more of this hearing. I don't know if we get any more context or information, but how in the world, Kat, you can kind of fast forward to, it's basically this person, a 40-something-year-old man with a long history of felonies, never held a job, doesn't have a single good attribute for him. Not even one person was going to give a comment on his behalf. He murders someone. His indictment is first-degree murder. He hides the body. He has a co-defendant who could have squealed on him, an 18-year-old girl, okay, if you want to make it any more perverse, this case. He from prison is caught trying to hide the weapon that he used to commit the crime. And all of that, then what happens is that he had pending charges that could have put him away for life, not including this murder, just other charges. Those DAs drop those charges because that's what DAs do, knowing that, well, he's facing murder, he's going to go away for life, so there's no reason to follow through on these charges. Little did they know that they should have, because here he is that attorney general sitting in the screen, who's too lazy to show up to court, I assume, agreed to give him 10 years. And who knows what their laws are, right? Maybe he'll get out on parole in 3. Yeah, Jackie, but it's not just tragic, it's criminal. I think this is criminal. And the judge was expressing his frustration and disgust. And apparently his hands were tied. I mean, which just goes to show I don't understand. I guess every plea deal is, I thought that judges reserve the right to not accept a plea deal. I mean, I thought that they had some type of say in it, and I guess it depends. So Richard's correcting me. The AAG, the Attorney General who's in the screen, was not involved in the plea deal. It was only the Wexford DA, so I owe her an apology. Please don't sue me. I'm apologizing on public record now. And I guess it just goes to show, by the way, being a man, doing this law stuff, oh my gosh, it is scary. It's always scary, because what if you say the wrong thing, right? It's not even just for my repercussion, but it's just, it would be unfair to somebody if I ever did that. So we always do take that into account. The research that Sir Richard and Lady Holly does is always into the account that we better cross our T's and dot our I's and get things right. But I can't understand it. It pisses everybody off. So then someone has to ask the question, which is, if it pisses everybody off, the judge, I have to assume that the victims, they were saying, oh, the victims agreed to the deal. You heard his young daughter speaking. You think that she really had a good grasp and understanding of what her options were. She was probably talked into it. They said, just do it. You know what I mean? I can't believe. And this person is a danger to society. He's a danger to the public. Having him serve just a 10-year prison sentence, and who knows when he'll have parole eligibility and good time and whatnot, it's he's going to get out and he's going to harm more people, maybe kill someone else. How can you, at what point in your life when you become a DA do you say, this is not the perfect example of a case where someone needs to go away for life, or at least 40 years, 25 to life? What is this? And it was such an easy case. It wasn't like, well, we didn't really have the evidence. I mean, as you can see from the case, he's locked up with his 18-year-old co-defendant, who, if you don't think she would have sang, this girl would have sang, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Just sing like a canary. She wasn't gonna do whatever she had to do to make herself to say to be star witness. Let's see. Hello, Carol Dew. Carol Dew in the house. We also have Crazy Cat, my regular meow friend. Casey Cat with the 10 memberships. I've got my fam in here. Let's go to something a little bit more, I guess, less frustrating, and that is a sovereign citizen hearing that Sir Richard found. I haven't watched any of these yet. It's 15 minutes long. It was published on a brand new channel, Edge of Judgment. I'm going to drop a link to their channel in the description. They're just about 1,000 subscribers, so go give them a sub. As a new channel, it's hard. So you can go out, just drop their link in the description. If you want to type it in later, if you're not watching live, it's called Edge of Judgment. Thank you so much, Kat, again. Mandu, big love, my friend, to you and the family. Way behind, but I love seeing a pop-up live. Been a while. Thank you. Thank you, Casey Cat. Here's my heart to you, too. Always so supportive financially, and it means a lot. It goes a long way. I always get to tell Mama, dude, guess what? We made dinner tonight. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Crazy Cat. It would be interesting to interview DAs to understand what they're thinking. I would love to interview DAs to understand what they're thinking. I wouldn't. Oh, a DA like I would. You just need to DA. Why? Why? Like you need to sit across the table and say, why did you agree to 10 years? Give me one good reason. There's no way. There's no if he will sit there and say, well, the evidence just wasn't strong. We just didn't feel like we had a case. Let's say BS. like what are you saying? There's no way. They literally have him on jail phone call asking his buddy to retrieve the murder weapon. They had a star witness who would have gone on the stand and pointed at him. If you don't think you can get an 18-year-old co-defendant to do that, you're nuts. They would not give a straight answer. There's no way, because they're like politicians. They're two-faced clowns. You know what? They would never take the questions. They would never take the questions. They're cowardly, I think. There's something wrong, but I do wonder. I really do. It was like a year ago. I was in a room with someone it was a business event, my day job, and I'm talking to this guy, and he was a former ADA, and I was oh my God, I felt like I was starstruck because I'm now talking to a former ADA, and I asked him why he left his job, and he just said he just couldn't. He said he was burnt out. He was just burnt out, and the job he had now had nothing to do with law, just business. He moved to business, and I was asking him, why are they like this with child crimes and da da da, and he was too burnt out to even talk to me about it. He just couldn't. You saw his eye. He just couldn't do it. He didn't want to talk about it, so I didn't get the answers I wanted. Judge Mogan of Burnett County, Minnesota, who demands that DA give jurisdiction of all plea deals and doesn't think it's right to refuse it. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Did someone write something else? I feel like I owe a response about a link. Would it be possible to get a link to the court time channel? Which one is the court time channel? Let me see. Yes, I will give you a link. Court. Which one is court time? Oh, here it is. Thank you for asking for it. Here's court time channel. Go give them a sub. Tell them Mandy sent you. They're a brand new channel. They only have 230 subscribers, so I know it will mean a lot to them. All right, let's go watch the. You're very welcome. Let's go watch the. This is from also a small channel, Edge of Judgment. We're going to watch them now. It's a sovereign citizen. I love how Wikipedia puts up the sovereign citizen thing. They give an explanation of what it is underneath. It's funny. Share, judge and sovereign citizen. Okay. So here's the channel to, I think maybe to this. So let's go jump.
Don't interrupt me, Miss Calder. Miss Calder, be quiet. Be quiet, I said.
I'm not lying. I said be quiet. Do you understand me?
Why?
All right, I'm holding you in contempt. Has she been drug tested today?
I'm
All
not
right.
on fucking drugs today. I have a headache
That's
because
enough,
of a
Miss
serial
Golden.
killer. That's fucking, I don't even know where he's at. No, I'm not fucking crazy. Fucking God. I hate every fucking person in this fucking God.
This was easily one of the most chaotic court hearings I've seen in a while. The defendant facing drug-related charges came in acting like the rules didn't apply to her. She completely ignored the terms set by probation and pushed back on every instruction, as if raising her voice would somehow make the consequences disappear. As you saw in the opening, there's not much I need to explain. She absolutely loses control in front of the judge and tries to twist the law using inaccurate legal claims often repeated by so-called sovereign citizens. It backfired completely and only made things worse for her. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Number 22 CR130.
Lindsay, you know, I'm impressed this channel. He starts off, you know, with the highlight point, and then he gives commentary. So many of these channels give no commentary, so I think we got to give him some credit there. Go give him a sub. I put the link in the description. We need more high quality channels. This is Sir Richard. Where did you find this up? I really need to make my own video of this woman freaking out and the Ch0m0 freaking out, because it only has a few hundred views. Have you guys seen it on other channels? This is easily a 1 million view blow up right here.
David Ohio versus Stevie Don Colder. Present for the state is Assistant Prosecutor King. Present on behalf of the defendant is Attorney Dennis Kirk. Are you Stevie Don Coulter? Pardon me? All right. Are you all right, Miss Coulter? I can't hear you. Have a really bad headache? Anything else wrong with you? All right. Well, we'll go ahead and have this pre-trial, but a couple of things I want to talk about. But after that, she's been testing positive for gabapentin, marijuana, methamphetamine, and amphetamine. It hasn't reported since the 21st of September.
But I just have a question. Does it even test for gabapentin on a 10-panel drug?
What's that now?
Does it test for gabapentin on a 10-panel drug test?
Okay.
That's what
Miss Tavern or Miss.
Because someone said that to me in the PO's office, and I mean, I'm a very intelligent person, and I know a lot, and I just look stuff up all the time. And I mean, I can't, it's hard for me to flee in lieu of, honestly, because of the things that I found in this. That's like kind of like, I don't know.
Miss Colder, I'm going to have you drug tested here. Probation officer's here. I'm going to have them drug test you. See.
I've never been in trouble. No, I just got beat the shit out of by a dude who left a bite mark on my arm, and my head hurts now because of it. Like, I mean, he beat me up until I was literally talking retarded. And in this statement from the police, from this one, it says, then I identified female Stevie Coulter, not Stevie Coulter identified herself after her social security number. So he arrested me based off of.
Okay, well, that's not what we're here about here today, Miss Colder. It's clear that you're not in a situation.
But they lied also, though, Judge.
You don't interrupt me, Miss Colder.
And everything. I was denied access to the videos.
Miss Colder, be quiet. Be quiet. Don't speak.
Because they lied.
Be quiet, I said. I'm not lying. I said be quiet. Do you understand me?
They lied.
All right, I'm holding you in contempt, and you're going to be sentenced to jail for 10 days. Now, if you open up your mouth again, and you need to stay on topic here. All right? You're going to go to jail for 10 days right now. I'm going to have you tested by the probation department.
Okay, so.
And then we'll decide what's going to happen.
I already failed a drug test. They already did a mental health assessment when I got out on the terms of the first time I went out. Or I got out when I first originally got out.
Miss Coulter, you're disrupting this proceeding.
I promise you, I'm trying not to be. I'm not trying to be like that.
Yeah,
But it's in black and white. It's.
So what do you guys think? You think that her attorney is doing her a disservice by not shutting her up? Would the judge have let her shut? Like he's literally letting her dig a grave deeper and deeper and deeper. She should not have been allowed to do that. But the attorney must. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Right there.
All right.
I highlighted it. Then I identified within the first 3 lines.
I don't even know what you're talking about because it has nothing to do with what we're here
The
for
police
today.
officer that arrested me. It was wrongful arrest. And then I had 5 cops on me.
All right, you have an
I
attorney.
had 5 cops on me.
Ms. Colder, you have an attorney.
I wasn't even being I didn't even touch that girl. It was my only form
Take
of
her into
defense.
custody. Put a cuff on her.
It was my only form of defense.
You're going to jail, and we're going to have you tested.
It was my only form.
I want you to.
test me. You already did. So what?
Has she been drug tested today?
I'm
All
not
right.
on fucking drugs today. I have a headache
That's
because
enough,
of a
Ms.
serial
Holder.
killer. That's fucking. I don't even know where he's at. I don't care.
Mr. Kirk, I think you need to file a request to have this defendant evaluated for mental health. I think
I need her so they don't get fucked with.
you want to help her. Okay.
I don't need to be in jail. No, I'm not fucking crazy. No, I'm not. I swear to God. I'm not on fucking drugs like that. It's wrong. You're expecting these cops to be out here fucking doing this shit to people? When it's a conflict of interest, I'm gonna do trial. It is. Look at this. We're fucking God. I hate every fucking person in this fucking courtroom. That ain't a fucking gun.
Ooh.
That ain't a fucking gun. Because I learned it out of black and white.
All right. No, I'll go ahead. Mr. Kirk, if you would, I was trying to say this. I don't know if you heard me or not. I'm sure you have mentioned it already. Obviously, she needs a mental.
Do you believe she was under the influence, or is this just how she behaves?
I don't know. Oh, he's got more. He's got more hearings to watch. We're not going to watch all of them. I think she's probably under the influence. What do you guys think? What do we have info on what she did? You know, imagine getting 10 days if you're sitting in the court and the judge is like, well, that's it, just before, just 10 days. I'd freak out. Do you know who just got 10 days in jail? Alex Rosen from Predator Poachers. He came on a live stream on Friday. He got 10 days for speeding. He was going 30 miles over the speed limit, 100 miles an hour in a 70-mile-an-hour zone. They pulled him over, and they gave him 10 days in jail. Now, it wasn't immediately, he took a plea deal. And then he got 10 days. So I don't know when he got pulled over, if it was like a year ago or 6 months ago, but eventually he took a plea. He said that the person that came before him, the judge gave that woman 30 days. So maybe not 10. I think maybe he got 15 actually. So, or 10, I don't know. But I couldn't imagine even just going to jail for speeding. Now, he said that he has a bad driving history, so I guess that's why. But man, poof. Can you? It's crazy though. It just seems like a lot of time to spend in jail. It's hot this summer, right? All right, guys. Been here for almost 2 hours. This was a fun surprise live stream. You know, Sir Richard kept sending me a bunch of emails about these different hearings that he's been watching. I thought, okay, yeah, I'll jump in and go show them. Some of them are new up and coming YouTube channels, so gotta support them. And Have y'all noticed that Mandu Channel 2 is at 91,000 subscribers? We are 9,000 subscribers away from the 100,000 subscriber dream. And it is a dream. When I tell you it's a dream, it is a dream. I never thought it could happen. But the idea that we're so close right now is getting me, like, I'm having nightmares that that like I'm gonna do something wrong and have the chance. I don't even want to jinx it. Words are powerful. But I'm it's so close. We're so close, and I don't know. Well, I don't know what we could do to make it happen faster. I want it to happen already. I want to do the unboxing of the play button with y'all. I want to have a celebration with y'all. It has been a long, hard road. And here's the thing. The cliche saying about what is the exact saying? But it's like you don't understand why things are hard, and then it makes sense. Blah blah blah. And if you remember, Mandu 2 started off as the backup channel for Mandu 1, and now here it is, somehow beating Mandu 1 for the road to 100,000 subscribers. Mandu 2 was being shut down. We weren't even at 20K subs yet. We were like at 18 or 19K subs. Louisiana shut down the channel, like 73 copyright strikes or something. We spin up Mandu 2 as a backup channel, and Mandu 2 goes from 0 subscribers to 91,000 subscribers in faster time than Mandu Channel 1. And it was meant as a backup channel. There's a cliche saying, right? You couldn't understand why it was happening, but when it's all said and done, it made us stronger, made us better. We have 2 channels now. And the new Louisiana parole board are boring compared to the old guys. Really, no one gives. Yeah, I mean, I think it's true. It's not just that they're boring. Well, some of them. Okay, I mean, I think the Sheriff Prater is funny as hell, and I like. I mean, like he's hilarious, and this Stapleton is good, but it's not just them. They changed the format. I think that's the problem, and they changed the format so that they spend the first part of the hearing, they spend getting statements from the supporters. Then they get statements from the victims. And then they go into the parole hearing. And that doesn't work. You need to start simply with the parole hearing process, then get the statements, which is what it used to be. So I think that's a big problem. And then 2 is, no one can replace Ms. Bonnie Jackson, Mr. Mirabella, Mr. Roche, in the sense of how much time they invested on studying each case. And in the parole hearings, they were really trying to understand how the person who they're interviewing thinks. And they're giving him an opportunity, even if they had kind of made a decision ahead of time, they were giving that person the opportunity to win them over, to have a stellar interview, to show empathy, to show remorse, to show rehabilitation. And if you could do that, and you could work your way, you might get granted parole or recommendation of commutation. And they don't do that in this new board. In this new board, it seems that everything is predetermined. There are some exceptions, but for the most part, it feels pretty predetermined. And they don't really, I don't think, study the cases and dive into it. It's more like of an agenda, I think, which is a tough on crime agenda. And it's too bad you're not getting parole. I don't know. It's very different. It's very different. Hey, Holly, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Holly. Thank you for sharing the channels. Managing gets more variety, so it draws more attention than just LA hearings. Well, Jackie, we have other hearings. We have Minnesota now, and we were doing Utah. as well. But you know what we need to do? Maybe more Utah. I like the cat face too, Crazy Cat. It makes me laugh. I wonder how many subscribers are not subscribed to both channels. I also wonder that, you know? It makes me wonder. The algorithm is more kind to channel 2. I don't know why. It's been tough. The algorithm has been really tough. You know, they changed the algorithm. They changed it. This isn't like they officially changed it January 1st, 2025. They changed the algorithm. And since that time, both channels had the worst, like every month was worse than the next. The numbers are going, like my channel just did not work with the algorithm. And when you don't work with the algorithm, you're screwed. And I don't know. I've been doing more shorts, and I've been, you know, but it's not like what it used to be. I don't know. It's tough. It's been tough. It's been nice filling in for Holly on the spur and visiting all. Yeah, I don't know, for y'all who don't know, but Lady Holly. So Sir Richard and Lady Holly are both like bionic. Is that the right word? They're both like Lady Holly is a wounded veteran. She's a rank of like major, but they call it squadron leader out of an Aussie. And she got wounded in Afghanistan. In her base, I think it was a mortar round landed by her position, and shrapnel went into her arm. And because she's a crazy Aussie, and like the Hollywood movies, like, you know, she refused to. Basically, shrapnel entered her arm, and she stayed in the field. She for a full year stayed in her position. She did not take leave, and her arm got infected, and she refused to leave. She refused to go to the doctors. She didn't want to leave her unit, and it got so bad to the point that she does not have function in her arm. And so she does everything with one hand because she has no function. And she does everything with one hand. If you can imagine all the research, how she does it with one hand and on her phone, not on a computer, it doesn't make any sense. She's also has hearing problems. Like she's legally deaf, and she uses, and her hearing aids are out, so she's going through a lot, and it's really tough on her, the physical pain. And then you have on the other side, Sir Richard got wounded in action as a submariner, and he's been struggling with the illnesses because of that, because it was on a nuclear sub, so he got the radiation because he was a nuclear engineer. Sir Richard, yes, they put a 6'3", 6'4" man in a nuclear sub. It makes no sense, but to be a nuclear engineer, you have to be very smart, and Sir Richard's very smart. And Sir Richard's legally blind and legally deaf, and he can't walk. So we have two geniuses running this channel with the research. One who has one hand, 6'7". How did I get it wrong? Richard's 6'7". That's insane. That's insane. 6'7" submariner. Oh my God! Can you imagine? To go on the cots, his legs are like dangling off. I don't know. Like, how do you sleep on a cot where your legs are dangling? Like, you can't even. How does someone even, like, the most simple things, to never be able to stand up straight for months at a time doesn't make any sense. So Sir Richard is like basically legally blind and also deaf and can't walk. And so we have two people doing research that, like, if you glue them together, would make probably a somewhat healthy person. Still not fully healthy. I put my mat on the floor of my lab. So you hear that? I gotta hear more Sir Richard stories. He slept on the floor. Oh my God. Did you have your own bunk, like as an officer? Did you have your own room? Or You know, I should never complain about not sleeping on the floor of a submarine, a nuclear sub underneath the Atlantic Ocean somewhere. And what I got to tell you is that Holly and Richard, it's funny when you have two people who I talk to them all day on email. I've never heard their voices. I've never spoken on the phone, never done video calls. It's like this relationship that we have. I don't know if we want it to be so real to have a video. we keep it on email, a lot of email. And no, the chemistry lab. So you slept in your own lab. That's I mean, at least I guess you had your own space. So I can never complain about, oh, my back is hurting. I can't do it. I can't do it when they're both on like permanent pain. Like Lady Holly has something installed in her body to help her with the pain. And Sir Richard has to have his wife, administer stuff for his pain, and just for them to just live. It's that's how much pain they're in on a daily basis. So every once in a while, I still do complain about something, but I do preface it with, I know that this is silly, but I'm going through my back hurts or something. That's right, Tarzan. That's right. Yeah, I know. It helps. Both of them are literally deaf. They both have hearing aids, and poor Lady Holly, because her eardrum busts, so she lost her equilibrium. Like it's not just that she can't hear, but she can't even function because because her hearing aid went out, and it's Australia, it's socialized medicine, so she has to wait months and months to have a surgery. It's ridiculous how they treat humans. Yet they'll give a serial Ch0m0 a heart transplant. Did you see that Minnesota hearing? The guy is a serial offender, a murderer. He shoves a heating iron thing in his like a true sociopath, and he got a heart transplant. I really am kicking myself because I forgot to comment on that in the unpacking. I forgot to do it. And how is that possible? How can someone who is serving a life sentence in prison, who's in their 60s, qualify for a heart? How are they even on the list? I do not understand that. I cannot. I can't. I forgot to comment on it. I see it in the comment section that everyone else. It was a 15-year-old heart donation. Carol do. Oh my God. Imagine being family of the 15, the father, the mother, the 15-year-old who gave that heart, and then finding out that it went to a monster. I can't even understand that. I would be so enraged. Does anyone know the answer to that? What a broken system. There's no way that lifers should be on a list for a heart. He said they were aware and okay with it. I guess I totally missed it, Jackie. I don't know how I missed it, but I wouldn't believe what he said either. But it can be also someone at that point when you just lose your daughter. You're probably in such an emotional roller coaster that, you know what I mean? You're probably not thinking entirely. You're donating your daughter's heart. But the irony of that, for what he did to young women, and then he gets a 15-year-old girl's heart, I can't. wrap my mind around it. Not only on the list, but in California, they go to the top of the list. Is that true? Is that true? Let me ask Grok that. Sir Richard, I got to fact check you on this. Not that I don't believe you. I always regret fact checking Sir Richard, but I mean, come on, the top of the list? I don't know if my heart can handle this. Okay, let me see. Is it true that in California, inmates are placed on top of a list when waiting for organ donations? I'm asking a question, right? I don't know, Sir Richard. It looks like let me share my screen. It doesn't look like they're agreeing with this. Transplants? Okay, so not organs, transplants. Let's see. The claim that inmates are placed on top of the list for organ transplants is not true. The organ transplant waiting list in the United States, including California, is managed by the United Network of Fan Organ Sharing. Under the organ procurement and transplant allocation is based on medical criteria like urgency, compatibility, time on the waiting list, and proximity of the donor. Incarceration status does not grant priority or influence a placement on the transplant waiting list. Their policy ensures equitable consideration, explicitly stating that the prisoner's status does not preclude access, but also does not elevate it. Misinformation on platforms like X may fuel such claims, but no evidence from UNOS or California organ procurement organizations support inmates being prioritized. So that's what Grok says. I don't know. I tend to believe Sir Richard before anyone else, but I mean, the bottom line is that it's not viewed on the list as different, and it should be. There's no, not only that, if you're a felon, if you're a lifer, why would you get the heart? Why would a murderer and a rapist get a 15-year-old's heart when there are probably other 15-year-olds waiting for the same heart? Like, answer that question. I can't with the madness. I can't. We live in a maddening world where people are insane. People, they actually said, let's write these rules where it won't make a difference. What will make a difference is if they're on the waiting list longer. Wow. So let's put a 60-year-old rapist murderer who's in prison for 3 life sentences ahead of the 15-year-old girl who just got diagnosed yesterday that needs a heart, instead of being like, wow, this is a perfect match. No, they shouldn't. Oh my God. Are any of you watching that copyright drama? I don't know if anyone here is actually watching that copyright drama. What's going on with the it's such a random off-topic thing, but like how that streamer copyright struck 3 like Nemesis streamers. Are any of you watching that drama? It's interesting to me because it's going to have a huge I think it's going to have a huge impact on streamers in general. Like, this can be a precedent-setting type lawsuit, so it will have a lot to do with the future of streamers, I think. But I don't know if you all are watching it. But it's basically like this one streamer set his trap for 3 people who have been making his life miserable. Like, they like they call CPS on his try to take his kids away from him, and they sent skulls to his house, 2 human skulls, like death threats, and he kept taking it, and he set them up with this like copyright thing. It's beautiful. I think the first case, the guy should have got way more time, and if that's the mother of the child in the courtroom yelling, "Put me on your jail and prison list." Anyways, I put links in the description to those YouTubers that we watched. Make sure to give them a sub. And I don't know. I don't really know. So lucky to have Sir Richard and Lady Holly and the best mods on YouTube. Also, I don't give the mods enough credit, but it's interesting. So some might ask, well, what do mods really do? And I've learned this. Like mods are really important because we do premieres. We do premieres, which is like a live stream, and the chats are open. And what can happen is if you don't have active mods, consistent mods, like our mods are always there on time every day without rain or shine, they're always there. And it keeps the culture of the channel in sync, right? What we stand by. Aw, there's Carol Do. And, a loving channel, a supporting channel, and it also keeps the trolls out. And if you have trolls in your stream, they can do things that will violate YouTube's terms and conditions, and a channel can get nuked. And YouTube requires the YouTube channel to moderate their chat. So I can't say YouTube, hey, they it wasn't me. People came in my chat and they were throwing these F-bombs and it's not my fault. And they said, we don't care. Like, you have to moderate your chat or you'll violate a term and condition. So, it is really important. And the best mods are mods that go in, get done their business without any drama and without you knowing they're there. And so don't say thank you enough because they are wonderful. And Carol Do, for y'all who don't know, is, I think, the smartest mod on YouTube. She knows so much about these cases. She knows so much about Louisiana. She's been to Louisiana. She's been to Angola State Prison, to the rodeo. She knows a lot more than I do. And she's got a witty way of talking and saying things too. It's very kind of like she speaks through riddles. I love my Carol Do. What's up with Louisiana jailbreak? Forgot to talk about that. Tattoo Face was caught. What was funny is that he was busted. I think he was like 2 blocks from the jail that he escaped from. I mean, isn't that crazy? It's kind of clever. If you're gonna hide like right near the jail. And I don't have an update for you. It could be Lady Holly and Sir Richard gave me the updates in the spreadsheet. I don't know. It felt like it was a little, he got busted. He was at an Airbnb. People don't know. Did he sneak into the Airbnb? Did people know he was there? I think. I haven't heard of new arrests, so I guess he just snuck in. But they still have one more dude out. The last one is still out and free, and I wonder when he's going to get caught. Right. Thanks, Nicole. Thanks for being here, BGF. Good to have you back. What's Jimmy? Is Jimmy being a troll right now? What's he doing? Maybe he's hiding in the prison. Maybe. I just couldn't believe Tattoo Face was. I mean, how can you hide with ink on your face? But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was putting makeup on it, or maybe he just like just got that Airbnb and didn't like leave it for it. Just didn't leave it. But I don't know how. No, I mean we know he left. We know his girlfriend helped him. Ugh. Thanks, Barbara. Yeah, tonight we're only doing a stream on Mandy 2 because we did a live stream here. I don't know. I know that I've been replaying some hearings, and I'm sorry if that is frustrating for some of you. It's a tough thing to do. So let me like if I have an upload that I uploaded, let's say 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 9 months ago, and I'll block him. I guess he blocked the mods. That's an interesting strategy. I never thought of that. Nays, Mimi, I never thought of that strategy. You come in and block the mods and then act out. That is interesting. Is that possible? Oh, I think someone got it. I think Carol D got it. Oh, wow. I don't know what to say, Easies. Well, hello, Triple Threat. Good to see you. I hope it was a good day at church. What was I saying? Okay. So if I look at an upload and it has, let's say it has 6,000 views, right? I'm like, well, 6,000 views. Well, if the channel has 90,000 subscribers, that means like 90% of you have not yet seen it. So I'm stuck with the dilemma. If I re-upload it and play it again, it's going to get maybe 6,000 people upset. And that's a lot of people. I mean, you're talking about feeling like I couldn't imagine a room with 6,000 people in it. That's an insane amount of people to piss off that I'm re-uploading something. But if there are 84,000 people who haven't yet seen it, like, what am I to do? So I don't know what to do. So I re-upload it. But I always see people who get upset. And maybe what I should do is I should upload it to another hearing. Like I could, put glue 2 hearings together. Well, thank you, horse lover. Some people mind though, and I know I mind. See, I'm a YouTube, I'm a YouTube super user, if that makes sense. I mean, all my content's on YouTube, so I know if I had a favorite channel that was uploading content, re-uploading content, it would upset me. I know I wouldn't like it. 30% is inactive accounts. What does that mean? Like, oh, 30% of the subs? Yeah, at least. I mean, at least. I didn't know that, Mimi. So, yeah, people shouldn't be able to block mods. It's an interesting strategy. Aw, Triple Threat. That's so sweet. You help out the metrics. Thank you, Triple. You can put the 10-hour stream on that I have on Mandu too. I made a 10-hour I picked like Utah hearings, like a bunch of Utah hearings that I made a 10-hour montage marathon. Crazy cat. Crazy cat, I have to ask you, do you have a crazy cat? Is that your cat in your picture? Is that actually your cat? Oh, that's awesome. See, that makes my day. Laura, I worked 7 hours yesterday, and a 10-hour stream was great. And I know I love, like, if I drive or something to find a 10-hour stream, it's amazing. Or travel. BGF, I'm going to watch it now. Laura, did you see how many of the hearings from the 10-hour stream did you see? Is what I'm curious to know. Oh, I didn't know that, Triple. Okay. I did not know that. I have a lot of the first 7 hours you didn't see, you said? The first 7 hours you didn't see? Okay. So then you didn't see them. Wow. I have like a year or maybe a year and a half worth of you. Oh, you did see. Okay, so the final, so the last 3 hours you didn't see. That's interesting. That is interesting. Well, Casey Cat, I have a feeling you've seen. I have a feeling you probably saw most of it. So nothing was new. There were nothing new in it. I just took a bunch of hearings and glued them together. Some of them, like the one that it starts off with, the first hearing is like, I thought one of the more intriguing hearings that did not get a lot of views. So that's why I made it first. And then like I mixed in other hearings that are also very interesting, but didn't get a lot of views. Most of them got under 10,000 views. And I mean, that means chances are, but if you're a regular, you probably have seen it already. I have so many Utah hearings I still can cover. I like spreadsheets full. I don't know why. It's a little bit hard. Like Utah's a little bit harder to cover. It depends. You have to find like the right hearing. Laura, yeah. I listened to instead of watch, but when I heard that voice, the first thing I thought was the popsicle in the cellar guy. So I put the Family Guy face there. And I thought it would go viral. I thought that hearing would go viral. I thought it was funny that I added his face in. And no, it didn't. Got barely any views. I got to tell you, the hearings that I think will go viral, oftentimes they don't. The ones that I don't think will go viral, they do. It just goes to show I have no idea. Thanks, BGF. Is this guy a troll? This guy's got to be a troll, right? Creamy hole. I missed months of hearing. I'm binge watching the rest of the day. Oh. Yeah, we're ending Jam. I hope you're doing okay, Jams. I know it's been rough for you lately. Jams has been going through it, guys. Jams has been going through it. Her poor husband can't get a break. Jams every day something new with their health, family. Yes, the board woman that yelled at the exactly. That was great. That was the best moment. Utah parole hearing. She came in like a mama do bear and oof, put him in his place. It was a beautiful thing. And the struggle is real. Yeah, struggle is real. Poor Jams. Richard's doing great. Richard was been in the chat all day. We got more of Richard today in the live stream than we have gotten in the past 6 months. It was a good day. A good day indeed. I think, it's happy hour time. Let me see if Grandpa Do will get on the phone for us. Let's see. Talking about happy hour. Let's see if we can end the call with Grandpa Do. Who wants Grandpa Do on the phone? I don't know, Casey Cat. I would love to get the 100K, but the algorithm for Mandu Channel 1 is horrible. We're getting like 1,500 subs a month. So at this rate, it will be another year till we have 100,000 subs. The algorithm is terrible. Grandpa Do, I'm going to put you on speakerphone if you have a moment to talk. Well, then I'm going to put you on. Grandpa Do, you are on speakerphone and you are talking to 100 of my subscribers that are listening to you right now.
Well, I want to wish them all a happy 4th of July and a successful 249th year of our country, and look forward to the 250th anniversary next year.
Oh, and I will be there with you to celebrate it.
We will shoot some fireworks.
We will shoot some fireworks. So Grandpa Do, I looked at the clock. I said, it's 5 o'clock. It's happy hour. Time to call Grandpa Do.
Right, and guess what I'm having for happy hour?
A scotch.
A cold glass of water.
What? Are you feeling
a little
okay?
change of pace.
Oh, a change of pace. Are you sure you're feeling okay?
Oh, yeah, well, it's a little warm, so I thought a cold glass of water would be better.
So no scotch today.
Not yet, anyway.
Oh, all right. You'll have it a little later.
Maybe.
Well, the chat's coming in. They're saying, hello, Grandpa Do. Grandpa Do, we love you. Happy 4th of July.
Oh, well, thank you all so much, and I hope you all had a great 4th of July celebration.
Well, before I let you go,
yes, sir.
Can you share a story with us?
A story. Well, this story goes back when I was 11 years old. We had gone to the beach, just got this, called Sound View, and that's in Connecticut. And we arrived on the morning of the 4th of July, and my dad had bought all these fireworks to celebrate. Roman candles and skyrockets and salutes and whatever. And I spent the whole day on the beach having a wonderful time swimming and getting shells and working in the sand. And I was there from the early morning until late at night. And I got the worst suntan problem you can imagine. And I had the chills, and I was in the house, and I could not go out to see the fireworks that night. I was a very sad camper. And from that day on, I kept myself out of the sun, especially on the 4th of July, so I could share the celebration of shooting off some fireworks.
Well,
Short story, but a true story.
it's a good story, Grandpa Do.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You know, I have some core memories watching the fireworks there in Connecticut with you.
Yes.
And I was always little, and I just remember the scary fireworks, and I always was crying. And
Oh, that was at Ocean Beach. we had driven down there to see the fireworks at Ocean Beach, which is one of the big resorts here in Connecticut. And as we are approaching the fireworks, you started crying. Oh, and you started running back to the car. You refused to go there. It was too noisy for you. And do you know what? We had to go back and not see the fireworks that night. Yes, I do remember that. And your big brother was just as bad. Your big brother, the hero, the war hero, was not such a hero in those days. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous day in Connecticut at the shore. Nice ocean breeze, not a cloud in the sky, and it's just gentle and beautiful.
Well, Grandpa Do, everyone in the chat, they're still listening to you, and they're saying that they love hearing your voice.
Well, I'm going to try to do it more often this summer.
Good. Well, maybe we can do a video call when I'm with you tomorrow.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
Fantastic.
And we could pan this beautiful view I look out every day.
Well, I don't know if we want to give away your location for the.
I see. I'm hiding away here.
Right.
And it's a hideaway in paradise.
Hideaway in paradise. That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing you and your beautiful children.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope that this session goes on.
Yes, sir. I love you. Oh, Christina Dew's in the house. Christina Dew. Mom of the Year, Christina Dew, is coming in late, but better late than never. You guys want to say hi to Mandu, the one who the channel is named after? My oldest son. Come on, Mandu, you want to come say hello? It's a live stream. Everyone, this is Mandu. This is who the channel is named after. As you know, when my firstborn was born, I gave him the nickname Mandu. And then when I created the channel, I called it after my son, Mandu. And this is the Mandu. He just turned, how old?
10.
That's right. Double digits. And what do you want to be when you get older?
A YouTuber.
A YouTuber. That's right. Yeah, see, look how big he is now. I know, because they've seen you over the years. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Are they doing happy hour now?
Huh?
Are we doing happy hour?
Oh, no, just looking for the cooks.
Oh, hey, Carrie T. Long time no see. Next, you'll be driving. Yeah. I'm a boring dad. Yeah, I know. He's grown up. 10 years old. 10 years old. Can't even believe it. Can you believe it? Mama Do gave an appearance in this chat. She actually said hello for a second, if you guys missed it. She is just like me, Carol Do. Oh, boy. Yeah. It's pretty amazing how time flies. I can't even imagine really how time flies. Insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah, my daughter's embarrassed by me. I try to take her into school. Nope. She makes me leave her by the door. She'll walk herself in. She's embarrassed by me. Good to see you too, Carrie. Have a good one. Yeah, Casey. Holly has a pain pump. That's my understanding. She's something like an implant in her that helps her with the pain. 15 next month. Casey, I didn't know you had that bad pain that you need a pump. English Rose. Yeah, I guess if he had a beard, he'd look just like me. You can give him a beard. 15 years. Ah, man. And then he's going to be driving. Driving's never good. My son and his family moving to Japan for 3 years. Navy. Wow, crazy cat. You're going to miss him. But Japan is probably a cool place to be stationed. His family's going to get a lot of culture. I wonder if they'll be able to learn the language. That's a tough language to learn. That is a tough language to learn, I heard. "29, 2 weeks ago. Wow. Very handsome lad. Thank you. Keep the beard? Should I keep the beard? Let's see what the votes are. It reminded me. Let's see what the votes are. Beard, it's 160 total votes. 68% say to keep it, with 32% say to shave it. That is so interesting. I did not expect so many to say keep it, but people like the beard. I mean, I need to. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I'm trying a decent one. How is it hard for you to grow it, Ernest? I've grown it before. I had a time in my life where I had a nice beard, twice the length of this. It makes me look a bit older. That's true. How old do I look with the beard? Trapper. I'll take the trapper. I go trapper and fancy. A microphone. She kind of likes it, but she says, time to get rid of it. But she asks me, she shows me a picture when it was longer. She's like this stuff. So I think I'm in a little bit of the office here. 35, 35, 36-ish, 24-ish. Oh, I know you're being nice to me. 35 and 36. Both of those will make me feel quite good. I'll take 35 to 36. I'll take 24-ish any day. Oh, I know I might have bugs in my beard. That's kind of gross. That is gross. I don't know how old you are because I remember. I'm 46. 46 is a good age. Go for a Biggin beard. Yeah, I would love a Biggin beard. Biggin has a nice beard. I always get upset when Big Shade cuts his beard because he can grow it, and then he cuts it usually in the summer. Maybe early 30s. Well, thank you, Gary. I'll take early 30s any day. Well, thank you. I guess I have genes from my grandpa do. My daughter and my grandson spent 3.5 years in Heidelberg, Germany. Heidelberg's nice. Is that suburbs of Germany? PC? I feel like I've heard of Heidelberg. Is it like mountainous Germany? You look better with it. All right, thank you. So maybe I'm going to the barber tomorrow, and I think I'll help clean it up a little bit. It is. It is in the cold. It's nice. It really is. 'Cause it's like wearing a face mask. It's hot. It's hot. I sweat like crazy. I sweat more than I'm a big guy. I weigh close to 230 pounds. So I sweat as it is. Trying to lose weight, but it's hard. It's like really hard. Oh, I'm like brushing it. $200 power bill this month. My power bill is like $600 range, and I only live in like a 3-bedroom house, small house. But gosh, it's always expensive. All right, guys, I gotta go. But it was nice chatting. I'm gonna end the stream now. Thank you all for being really a lot of fun. Thank you for the memberships, Kat. Really generous of you. Appreciate it. Love you all. Tonight we're only doing a stream from Mandu 2. It's gonna start at 7 o'clock. Premiere. So I'll see you on the premiere. See ya.